Hello. I don't know who I'm saying hello to, but I know who's going to watch this. But if you are, thank you. So my name is Jordan, and I'm going to talk about my mental health hospital experience today. This is my first video. I hope to make quite a few different hospital experience and about different mental health conditions that I have a personal experience about, or just ones that are interesting I know some stuff about. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Well, I know that sounds weird because I'm making this video. So I had this idea of making these videos to help people who have some mental health problems. I also want to know what a psych hospital experience is actually like. Because I've personally been in one, voluntary and involuntary. I struggle with reading and writing myself. So instead of Googling online resources when I'm trying to find stuff, I looked on YouTube, and the stuff I found was mainly for Americans. There's a few English ones, but that was it really. Very little. So what I'm going to do is talk about my mental health experience, and from this point of view, from different things. I live in Scotland, so like these will be Scottish laws, Scottish policy, Scottish procedures, and all this that I'm talking about. Some will vary throughout the UK, and they'll definitely vary throughout the world. So yeah, I've been in a mental health hospital 3 times, or psych unit, or nut house, whatever you want to call it. I'm probably going to call it a psych ward most of this time, or jail, because that's what I called it when I was in. So yeah, as I say, I was in 3 times. I hope to cover these 3 times in 3 separate videos. Don't know if that'll work, don't know. I'm going to talk about my first visit, what was my shortest visit, and it was as an inpatient. Quick disclaimer, this topic will discuss mental health, thoughts of suicide, and different mental health conditions. If this is any triggers to you, please stop watching now, because this will be very informative. So yeah, my first mental health hospital experience. I don't know where to look, it's so weird, where do I look? Anyway, look kind of towards the camera, so I'm looking at you. But yeah, so my first mental health hospital experience. So basically, I had enough of life as we know it. Couldn't be arsed living anymore. So I had a plan. I had to plan in my head. I was following through with my plan. My plan was to go to a bridge and jump off. This was just before I was meeting him for a night shift at work actually. So I'm at a clock to minutes. So it was about 8:30 I went to the bridge, and probably a little bit before that, probably about 8ish. Actually, yeah, probably about 8 o'clock. I went to the bridge, I crossed the safety barrier, and I stood there for quite a while. Like, there's loads of cars passing on this road as well. My plan was to do a big, massive drop to the bottom. So yeah, by luck, a CID police car kind of thing was passing, and they stopped, because it's their job, they're police. They closed the bridge, and they spent some time with me, and talked me down off the bridge. From there, I went in an ambulance to an A&E department, where I was sat in a waiting room for a couple of hours. Was seen by a triage nurse, and was told that, I don't know what the right word is for them, not the crisis team, that's an English thing, the out of our care team, that's what I'm sure that is, out of our care team will come and assess me. So it's one junior doctor who's a junior GP, who but has a consultant to phone and speak to, but the consultant doesn't actually come out and do assessment, and a team of like mental health nurses and that who cover this, well, quite a big area. I'm not going to name the area, because I don't want you to know where I live. So yeah, from there, from seeing the triage nurse, I was sat back in the waiting room. Like, I could have ran out of that waiting room if I really wanted to and go and see how I do it, because it was still going through my head at that time to go and still do some silly stuff. So yeah, couple of hours in A&E, I think it got to maybe, about 11ish. I was finally seen by the mental health team. So they came in, saw by a very nice doctor, We had a chat for a while. And from that chat, we just talked about the way I was feeling, how I was feeling, what my plans were, and all that. And the next thing she said to me was, Jordan, would you be willing to stay in hospital for a few nights with us so we can just try and get a bit of a better grips and see what's going on and stuff like that? And I was like, hell no, I'm not going to any nut house or psych unit or whatever. And she was like, okay, and what was your plan? Me, I was like, just get like a taxi home, go to sleep, and that was my plan for that night. It's like, okay, Jordan, that seems like a reasonable plan. Let me go for my consultant. She phoned her consultant and was like, Jordan, I really want you to come into hospital tonight. My personal background, I work in healthcare, so I do know a little bit about mental health and stuff like that, and sections and stuff like that. So at this point, she came back in the room and said, Jordan, we would really like for you to come in with us for tonight. So I knew from that moment on that if I said no to her, that I was going to get sectioned. And I didn't want to be sectioned at that time, so I said, fine, okay, I'll go. So what happened there was, the nurse, because the doctor came to me with a mental health nurse, had a physical examination. She called it a physical examination, but I didn't think it was a physical examination. Like, to me, a physical examination, looking like your arms, your legs, and all that for cuts or maybe like injection marks if you're a drug user, or like signs of abuse to your body and that. But no, it was a blood test. I was thinking, they're going to be doing like things like a tox screen checking to see what drugs in you. But they said it was only like normal labs and that. And I asked them if it was for that, and they said no. So since I was a section, they would have to tell me if it was for that. Still a bit unclear in it. So yeah, had that done. So the physical examination was actually my blood pressure, my sats, my temperature, and that was it really, and the blood test, and that was it. So from there, me and this mental health nurse got in a taxi and went for it was a half an hour drive to the psychiatric unit where they had a bed for me. So got to the psychiatric unit. The mental health nurse that came with me went with the charge nurse, who I found out later to be the charge nurse, went to an hourly room to have a wee chat about me, and a healthcare assistant and a mental health nurse took me into the treatment room where the nurse, again, took my blood pressure, took my sats, took my temperature. This was very intimidating because they sat me down in my treatment room, these two people towering over me, and like they looked really scary, really intimidating. I felt really scared. I felt really vulnerable at that time, so I felt quite scared. So I had that done. The woman asked me to go for the healthcare assistant. Asked to look for my bag. I said okay. So she looked for my bag. She very settled for her because she took 2 paracetamol at my bag. Yeah, because that's going to do anything to my standard dose. But yeah, I had my work uniform from my work unit, I keep a pair of scissors in my pocket, and they're quite sharp. And to be fair, now I'm thinking about it, I could do some serious damage in my own hospital. I could shove them into my jugular and died, bled out in seconds, kind of thing. So they did a really good job leaving me with a very sharp pair of scissors. So basically what happened there was, then she stood over me, wrote down, do you have any tattoos? No. Piercings? No. Okay. Brown, long hair. Then she said to the healthcare assistant, what colour do you think his eyes are? Didn't ask me, just asked the healthcare assistant, what colour do you think your eyes are? And wrote down everything I was wearing, head to toe and that as well. And that's basically just in case I tried to make a run for it, they would call the police and say, aha, such and such is missing, they're wearing this. Sorry. I'm recovering a bit from my chest infection. Don't usually sound like this. From there I was shown a bay, and at this site it's like 1 in the morning. And in this bay it's got 6 people, so 3 along this side, 3 along this side. I was in the middle bed on that side. Pardon? So yeah, so basically she said, do you want a light on? This is the healthcare assistant. Showed me turn, do you want your light on? I nodded, because I wasn't really speaking much. They nodded, I nodded, yeah. You want your curtain shirt? Nodded. This point I was literally petrified, I was freaking out. No idea where I was and all this. So basically, yeah. So what happened after that really? The light was on, but 5 minutes later, the healthcare assistants came back and said, your neighbour never be there moaning about your light on. Turned it off, walked to the end of the bed and said, it's very inconsiderate of you, and walked out. And at that point I was like, fuck this place. It's pardon my language, but I was like, oh, I don't like this place. Oh, why would you do that? That just made me worse. I was petrified for the rest of my stay to turn that light on. So I did turn that light on. A nurse came in one night and turned it on to have a chat with me. And I was like, oh, don't know. You got to turn that off. I got in trouble when I turned that was on. So that's how I felt for that stay. So I only stayed about 3 nights at this time. So yeah, I was totally self-isolating myself. Once my mum came to visit, so did my sisters. Totally refused to see them. Just refusing to talk to doctors, refusing to talk to nurses. Just really not cooperating with them, as they would say. But to me, I wasn't. They would say it's not cooperating with them. Me, I wasn't coping, and they were overwhelming me. Like, I remember I went to see the consultant one day. Wasn't just a consultant. So the consultant was sitting there. There was a nurse there. There was like another doctor up there, and there was another doctor up there. I felt. And they all had their own wee notepads, part of this one when I was asking me all these questions. And I felt so intimidated in my life, I just answered questions. Like, yeah, I'm not going to answer your questions. So yeah, I got really worse. My mental health condition deteriorated so much when I was in hospital on that stay. Did not get better in that dorm at all. I was petrified, the noises were all getting to me. I wasn't eating, I wasn't drinking, anything whatsoever. Really, my curtains stay shut at like my other visits when I was in the dorm. If your curtains were open by a certain time, they would come and open it. But like my entire stay, my curtains stayed shut, and I think that's because the staff kind of caught on how bad I was struggling. Like one of the nurses did say, Jordan, if I had a side room, I would put you in it, but they didn't have a side room. They had nobody they could move out of a side room and put me in. But I was really struggling at this point. So yeah, they tried to give me like lorazepam, like, if you don't know, it's like a really strong calm down drug to relax you and basically also knock you out kind of thing. It does that effect, especially if you haven't eaten as like I wasn't. So yeah, I refused that every time, and they could forcefully give it to me because I wasn't detained under the Mental Health Act. So yeah, what happened next? This is me getting discharged. So 8 o'clock at night, I hit my buzzer because I had enough. I wanted out, and I said to the nurse, and she took me to this wee quiet room. I went with her because I just burst out crying with her. I was like, no, don't want to be here, not coping, really struggling. This is making me worse, not better. And she's like, Jordan, I can't let you leave. I was like, you can't keep me here. I'm not sectioned. I can walk out that front door, and you need to let me out. And at this point, she said no, and I was like, wait, no, you can't do that. And she was like, yeah, we can because they're concerned about you. So what ended up happening, they called out the unscheduled care team, and it was the same doctor that came out and seen me, who assessed me in A&E. And this was basically the nurses wanted her to section me to keep me in because they didn't think I was ready for discharge, but luckily the doctor agreed with me. Whoop whoop. And she said, yeah, Jordan, the first thing she said, she walked in the room, Jordan, you look a lot worse. And I was like, yeah. Well, I kind of shouted at her a few times. But, yeah, I said, I feel really worse. And I feel like this place is making me worse than that. And she's like, yeah, I agree with you. I was like, hallelujah, hallelujah, somebody's listening to me. So, what time was it? It's about like midnight. I got discharged from the ward. I got a taxi home. Had to pay for it myself, but that's fine. Like I would expect him to pay for it. Like some people can say, "Well, then I should have paid for that." I was like, "No, I wanted discharge. It was my responsibility to get myself home." So yeah, that's really my first mental health hospital experience. The nurses in my consultant wasn't very happy about me being discharged. I was told if I ever present again, I would be detained and kept in, and that would be put on my notes and that to be kept. What comes in important for my next hospital story, but this is my mental health hospital story for today. I hope you found it kind of a little bit useful. I'm sorry it's not really what you to expect. My next mental health hospital story, I was in a bit longer. I was more cooperative, so I was talking more, so there'll be more to come, more information. So look out for that video. Let me know what you guys thought. If anyone actually watches it, I had no real idea what to say or what to put. So I hope this just goes well. So thank you very much for listening. My name is Jordan and good night.